In this video, I'm going to be showing you what I believe to be the best keybinds in Fortnite right now. The first thing that doesn't really change between player is your build binds. So this is your cone, your floor, your wall and your ramp. So for this, you don't want them to be on your movement keys. So this is WASD. So for ramp, you want it on your back mouse button, wall on your front one. You can swap them around, but that's what everyone uses and it works well. Next, you want your floor on your thumb. A lot of people use V, B, maybe C. I use G though, but just something on your thumb that you can press quite easily. And then your cone, just left shift. This works great. Some people like to use Q with their ring finger, but that means you can't walk to the left and place it. So having it on shift and you press it with your left pinky is a lot better. If you want, you could also use left control, but I use that for crouch. Next up is your edit key. Most popular for this is E, F, and maybe R. This may change slightly on your keybinds for your pickaxe. So in Fortnite, there's two ways you can edit. One is with your blueprints and one is with a weapon or a pickaxe. And there's some advantages and disadvantages to both. But if you're going to edit with a pickaxe, you can have your pickaxe on Q and your edit on E. And that means your ring finger, your middle finger and your index are lined up along Q, W and E, which means it's comfortable and you can press the keys very quickly. And this can help improve your edit speed. The next thing I'm going to quickly go over is edit on release. For this, come into your settings, come down in second tab, hit building, confirm edit on release. You want this on. You pretty much want all these on, to be honest. Disable building choice, disable pre-edit, turbo building definitely on, and confirm edit on release I definitely recommend. The last thing is going to be your place button or your place build. Most people use left click and then they also use left click to select a tile to edit. But personally, I recommend right click to place a build. And this means you can hold down right click and then instantly edit without letting go of your right click. As you can see, I can just hold my place build button and concentrate on my left click for just editing. An extra thing about having place button on your right mouse button, you can hold right mouse click, edit, and then as soon as the edit's done, we can press our ramp. That means it's easier to get a ramp in the opponent's box. Now I've changed my place build to left click, and I'm going to show you how this is a disadvantage. So first we're going to hit the wall. Then we have to let go of our place button, which is also a left click, to then edit. And then, even if straight after we let go of the edit and press our ramp, we have to let go of left click and then press it again to place the ramp. Where if we were just holding right click to place, it would have already been placed. In this time, an opponent could look like this and place a build over their head and then edit out. So every bit of time counts. And this is why place on right mouse button is an advantage. If you want to keep place build on left mouse button, you can change select building edit, and that means once you're in this menu, to select these tiles, you can turn this from left click to right click. So the advantage with doing this technique is having your place build and your select building edit separate. So whether one's on left click or right click, it doesn't matter, but I suggest having place building on right click and select building edit on left click. The next setting I recommend is the scroll wheel reset. This is basically just look at an edited wall, and if you want to make it into a full, you just scroll your mouse wheel and it will reset instantly. You use this if someone's on the other side of a wall is edited and you want to protect yourself, you just reset the wall. To set this up, just go into your settings, keybinds, come down, building edit, and you can do this as mouse wheel down or up, it doesn't matter. And then reset building edit, down or up as well. It doesn't matter if it's up or down, they just both have to be the same. Earlier I said about having E as edit and Q as your pickaxe, but there's also another way you can do this, where you can still move left and right while you edit. And this is having E as edit and Q as edit. This means you can walk to the left by holding A and edit with E. So you can look to the right and edit, or you can walk to the right and look to the left while holding D and W, then press Q to edit. This means you have to change your pickaxe location. So mine is on B, that I hit with my thumb. I also have my shotgun on V, so it's a little bit weird and it's harder to use than just Q as pickaxe. But it means you can run to the left and the right while you're building and editing. It is hard to use, but I recommend at least trying it. So I use G for my floor that I hit with the tip of my thumb. Then with the first knuckle, I can hit B. Or I can hit V with that knuckle as well. And then remember G with like the actual tip of your thumb. Or it's kind of the right side of your thumb. And then you can hit space with the second knuckle. And that means you can press your floor, pickaxe, or shotgun, and jump, and you can still move left and right. The only problem with this is in your settings. If you want scroll wheel reset, you can only have two options. So you can either put E and Q in here and not have scroll wheel reset, or like I've done on my keyboard in the software, I've turned Q into the letter E. So if I press E or Q on my keyboard, they both come through as E. And on my mouse, I just have scroll. If you don't have any keyboard software and you have some mouse software, you can just turn your scroll wheel down or up to your edit button. And that way you can have 3 options. If you don't have any software at all, I recommend X button mouse control. This is a software where you can change your scroll wheel to be a letter on your keyboard, for example E. And those are the most important keybinds. So the main thing you want is to have all your movement, so forward, left and right, while you can build and edit. But as that's difficult, you normally have your building off your movement and then like E or F or something to edit. Next, there's a few other keybinds. For example, weapon slots. I don't really use my number keys, as they are quite good keys, but they're a little far and they can get a bit better. So the first thing to move out of the way is your interact button. So this is to open doors, chests. So I use H and I press it with my thumb. This means you can then move left and right while opening a chest or something like that. Or just picking up items, you can move around while trying to pick them up. And that also means you can put something like a weapon on F, R. You can use caps lock. I press that with my pinky finger or my ring finger. Normally my ring finger. And then I use 3 and 4. 3 is a good one, 4 is a good one. 5 is pretty good as well, it's a little bit further. 1's good. 2 I find a little bit difficult if you have a bit of a keyboard tilt. So I try and avoid that one. That's normally what I use for picking up players. And then if you want, if like me you have your weapons off most of your number keys, you can use the rotate key. And I have it on 1 and 4. This means I can press both at the same time and instantly flip a ramp. Then I can still access all my other slots. Also 5 is my trap, as it's quite an easy key to press, but you don't use it too often. And then other than that, pretty much everything else doesn't really matter, it's up to you. But the main thing you want is just to have everything off your movement if you can. The rest of the keybinds don't really matter, and it's pretty much just whatever keys are left over. But I'm going to go and show my keybinds right now. These are blank, but I use WASD. I just use a bit of software to get a bit more extra movement. And that's it for this video. If you found it useful, please leave a like, and if I missed something, please comment it down below.